Is to have a valve replacement. We are going to medicate him in order to prepare him for an surgery, and we'll refer him to Lima. Hopefully, PAMS connections to Lima with Hospital 2 de Mayo and Dr. Montesinos will be able to accommodate him. Since he's a young student, very limited with congestive heart failure, and he will benefit from a valve replacement. And we'll start working in the transfer as we speak.
I'm working hard, very hard, but it's so much to do around here that you wish you can do more, and you wish you can have tons of money to give to them, but it's so hard to please everybody. So I do, you know, whatever is available, I do my best.
No, boca. Is that now?
Boca, in the boca. So she asked Amanda to be her godmother because she started her nursing school. And she said that when they started at school, they have a special ceremony. And she asked Amanda to be her godmother for that ceremony. And it's going to be on Tuesday, and Amanda is not going to be here.
It's okay to say no. Okay. Do you want to say yes or no?
I don't like this pressure.
It's up to you.
I mean, I don't think that I can be totally a godmother, but I will be a good friend.
Dice que no se siente cómoda siendo la madrina, pero si desea le puede escribir y pueden ser amigas. Pero de ser madrina se siente un poco incómoda porque quisiera estar presente para todo eso y si no puede compartir esas cosas con la persona, prefiere que no, pero que está bienvenido para que se comuniquen por correo, internet, está encantada.
¿Ya? Is that okay? That's okay? Just to be a good friend.
Sí, que pasen muy buenas amigas. ¿Ya?
Muchísimas
gracias.
Okay. Gracias, ya nos vemos. Gracias.
Muchas gracias.
¿Tienes receta médica? No.
Multiple fractures of the skull here. So as you can see, the fractures up and through here. These are all fractures.
It was a big storm when he was out.
El viento fuerte se le llevó el techo, levantó el techo de calamina en el aire.
Oh, he was in school, and there was a storm apparently, which ended up taking the roof off of the school, and one of the corrugated metal, part of the roof came down and hit him in the head.
So he's missing one bone. Yeah, in this case, this child suffered a massive skull fracture, really, especially the frontal and frontoparietal area of the skull. He's got a piece of the bone missing. He's got a tear in the dura, which is the membrane that covers the brain, and he's leaking spinal fluid through that. We would put these bone fragments back together, and we would reconstruct everything to our best ability. And we normally use titanium plates and screws, but in this case, even if we had those here today, which we don't, the main thing right now is to clear the infection. If he survives this, we can probably take care of the other part of the cranial defect later by doing a cranioplasty, but that would be secondarily. We definitely wouldn't do that right now because anything that's artificially through the body is going to just promote infection. So. Now, his is separated because that area is fractured. So we'll use a wire through, suture something, whatever we can to get it over, because you can see how it looks like his eyes. Actually, his eyes intact as far as I can tell.
La tierra vas a
Ah, para el micrófono.
He's probably never going to get an implant because his parents can afford the surgery, the implant. So he's probably going to either wait for someone to donate the money or wait for us to be able to do something for him. It's plastic to cover his part of his brain because his brain is exposed right now.
It's unfortunate, but yesterday he was supposed to be transferred to Lima, but looked like they had some difficulty with the plane, and now today will be transferred via air and to Lima.
What are they going to do in Lima?
In Lima, probably they're going to intervene and drain whatever is increasing the pressure in the brain, as well as when he recovers after that, physical rehabilitation.
And I think that's what stands out so much to me, that if we weren't here, what would have happened? And there's always those patients. Every year, it's what would have happened if we weren't here.
¿Cuántos años tienes?
13, doctor.
3. Wow, 13. Okay. Es la razón porque está un poco más adentro.
Year 2001, we had a report of a child that came into the emergency room that was near a wood chipper or a skill saw, something like that, a piece of wood and or metal blade actually came up and hit him into the face. It was very, very deep wound. He had multiple facial fractures.
His face was significantly disrupted.
He was
a mess.
He was a mess. He was just a mess.
Orthopedic surgeon Mark Greenspan and ENT surgeon Rick Nelson spent about 12 hours putting together any hardware that they could find and basically put his face back together.
We were both here when he came in, and Rick Nelson, Martha's dear friend, was the one who repaired his face.
Yeah, as I recall, the floor of his orbit was just about destroyed.
Right.
So his eye probably would not have worked ever again.
His eyes look like they're far apart, but they're not, because his eyelid belongs over here, you know. That's one thing. And then the other is that he's got these plates in here. The other way there? Okay, so all the bones are healed. Those aren't, as far as I can tell, that's not really spanning any particular. Sometimes that's just spans where there's no bone at all. But I don't think that's the case. There are probably little pieces of bone in here that heal together. So normally can safely take that out and leave a piece in that's doing anything for support.
So it's at a point now where you can take the plates out.
Oh yeah,
on its own.
Yeah, child this age, you can do it 4 weeks later if you wanted to, because they heal up so quickly. I would recommend, to help me get the plates out, that we try and reposition his eyelid as well to make it look more normal, because I can use that same incision to, there will be an incision on his face that heals up very well though, and that will help me from this direction and through the mouth to remove the plate completely, and at the same time I can probably reposition his eyelid to make it look more normal. ¿Hablas inglés? ¿Tú vas a aprender? ¿Sí? ¿Vas a ir a los Estados Unidos en el futuro? Sí? Okay, bueno. Okay, so let's just tell Dad, I'm sure we can get him on by Friday.
I didn't get what either.
But that would be the main thing, would be, repositioning his eyelid and removing his hardware.
Probably one of the more gratifying things I've ever done or been involved with, and seeing that this year he came back and was absolutely normal kid.
What stands out to me with that case more than anything is that accident happened pretty much as we arrived.
Yes.
It was it was on the weekend before the true mission began. And I don't think anyone's ever going to convince me that it wasn't just divine intervention.
Right.
That little boy would not be alive if we were not here. And if Rick did not have the gift and the skill that he does to put that little boy's face back together.
Exactly.
He would not have survived.